Welcome back. This is Richard, and welcome to the Innovation Best Practices, where every single episode is specifically designed to help you sell more and make more. I try to make sure that every innovation best practice that I share with you is both proven and practical to work in virtually any business with any business need. I want to give a special welcome to listeners in 72 countries and growing. If you are interested in how you can listen to innovation best practices in a variety of ways, we have a VideoCast, which you can listen to by going to YouTube and searching for Richard Innovation Best Practices. Put that in the search bar on YouTube, and we'll be the third, fourth, or fifth thing that comes up in the search results. Click on that link, and you'll see all of the currently available VideoCasts. You can also listen to this as a podcast, but just need to go to i2ge.com. That's the letter I, number 2, ge.com/podcast. Or you can go to iTunes, where you just put in their search bar when you're in the podcast section, Innovation Best Practices, and you'll find us right away. We also have a free app for iPhones and iPads and Android devices at Google Play. So you've got a free VideoCast, a free podcast, and free apps. Really like it when listeners contact me, and that's very easy to do. You just send me an email to richard@i2ge.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Let me give you an introduction to this current episode, which goes in a very different direction than any of the ones that I've done before. And starting off, as you know, I've defined innovation very broadly for these episodes as any action taken to make something better. Very simple. Any action that you take to make something better is innovation in the way I use it here. With this definition, innovation can apply to problem solving. The making it better part is solving the problem and having a highly desirable outcome. With this definition, innovation can apply to optimizing opportunities. You can see an opportunity, like an emerging new trend, and you want to translate that opportunity into improving your life through greater happiness, or greater income, or stronger relationships, or all three. So, let me review just some of the basics of the basic innovation process, because I'm going to be applying it to life here, just as background. We start off by saying, what does success look like, and what is my strategy? What is my vision for success? What is my ideal outcome? What do I really want to have achieved when I get to the end of this whole process? Do not go on to step 2 if you haven't done a really thorough, good job of doing this. Because this is like saying, we're going to head off on a trip by heading northwest. Well, that's fine if you should be going northwest, but if you should indeed be going east, then you're really going to have a problem. So make sure you get the vision for success down very clearly. Make sure it's on sound ground. Make sure that you're really aligned with what it's intended to do. And then the strategy to accomplish that. With those two in place, you're ready to generate ideas that leverage the strategy, ideas to potentially solve the problem or optimize the opportunity, and bring your vision of success and make it a reality. From the many ideas, you select a very few ideas to explore further. Then you dive deep on a few ideas, like prototypes, written descriptions, and maybe some combination of both. Then you, from all of that and all the learning you got, you choose one, maybe two, but usually one idea to implement. You develop a step-by-step process, which in the Innovate for Life world is called the life step process. And as you are starting to execute it, you pause after each step to evaluate the progress you've made and the learnings. Is it worth taking the innovative idea to the next step? At each time you pause, you ask that question. Step by step, usually for 2 or 3 evaluation steps before you're fully implemented. So, as a brief overview of what the basics of the innovation process are, with that in mind, let's dive in. I want to share with you an example of about how you can apply innovation principles to your life, and I'm going to use needing a new job as an example. And on the left side of all these slides, I'm going to outline what most people do today, and then I'm going to share how that would be done differently if you were to use innovation best practices to solve the problem or the need, in this case, of a new job? Well, in the first step, the vision for success, namely, what do I want to get done here? Most people today, if they've lost a job, they immediately start looking for a specific job very similar to the job as their current or previous job. Why? Well, because they've got qualifications to do it. If they've been a project manager, they go looking for project manager jobs in most cases. And then they start by checking the usual advertising sources, things like Craigslist and all the job search sites that are out there. If you were to apply innovation best practices to getting a job, it would be quite different. You start by creating a vision of success. What is your perfect job or jobs? What is that vision? You create the vision with a deep understanding of your personal strengths and passions. Okay? Your vision of success leverages and is defined by your personal strength and passions. With the vision, you create a strategy to achieve it and identify the necessary capabilities and resources. Now, I'm dealing with all of this in the briefest of detail behind everything that I've said so far and that I'm going to say. There's a lot more detail here, but I just want to give you a side-by-side comparison to show you how I believe if you innovate for life using innovation best practices to solve the challenges and opportunities in life, you're going to get far better solutions. The key thing coming out of this is that you create a powerful vision for success of your perfect job or jobs that leverage your strengths and your passions, okay? Next, you generate ideas. Well, for most people today, they mostly focus on the regular follow-up on postings, on job postings on websites. People rarely inform their network of how they can help you get a job that's very similar to your current or most recent job. So, mostly today, people will keep track of job postings. If it's a project manager, you keep looking for that. If you can set up alerts on that site to inform you of any new job postings for project managers, then you get them and you follow up on them. People rarely tap into their network when they're doing this, even though in the job search world, that's considered a pretty good best practice. Okay. If you're applying innovation best practices to this, you utilize quantum idea generation to develop some ideas about how you're going to bring your vision of success to life. You're going to use things like stimulus. It can be things like very specific companies where your success job or jobs exist. And these may be companies that aren't advertising now, but you want to be aware of them. You want to understand the universe of possibilities, and stimulus starts putting that out there for you. You gather this stimulus. It's research that you kind of put together. In the spirit of quantum idea generation, you gather diversity. You bring together maybe 4 to 6 people who know you well, your strengths and your passions, and who are open and creative thinkers. You bring them together in a session, and maybe it goes like this. You invite them over to pizza night. You have flip charts. You have beer. At the end of the night, you have a lot of ideas about how to bring your vision of success to life. Then you select ideas. For most people today, they usually only have one idea, and from the very beginning. They want to find the job that is the same or similar to the job that they had, that they have right now or currently have from selected job posting websites. Again, if they lost their job as a project manager, they want to find a new job as a project manager in a vast majority of the cases. Okay. If you're using innovation best practices, you develop the most promising starter ideas that came out of your pizza and beer night into full-blown plans. And from the most promising ideas, now that you've built maybe 5 or 6 or 7 ideas, you select 2 or 3 of them that you think have the greatest chance of achieving your vision of success. Okay, so you go from a good number of ideas and down to selecting 2 or 3 ideas that you think have the greatest chances for success. For those ideas, you develop detailed plans, timelines, and needed resources. Okay. Then you execute ideas. For most people today, that means setting up alerts on job sites of when a new job is posted, They might have a variable schedule for actually checking for new job postings, and when they do get them, they create standardized replies for any job of possible interest. Okay? I know a lot of people that do this, and this is kind of like what it sounds like. If you're using innovation best practices, the plan for each of the one or two ideas that you eventually focus on that can help you achieve your vision for success, the plan includes extensive networking, creative and innovative inquiries and replies to when people have a job posted. You want to be really, really creative and make sure that each one is tailored to the specific job that people are searching for. You want to search outside of traditional job sites. You want to consider using social media. You want ongoing research and data collection. Google Alerts is a great way to do that. You want to recalibrate plans as necessary. You want to make smart investments in software and databases as some examples of innovation best practices you would use to execute ideas. We then come to the stage of interviewing and acceptance. Most people today, the preparation for an interview is fairly modest and pretty much the same for every interview. Want to find out where the location is, want to get there on time, want to be dressed right. Few, if any, planned responses to interviewer questions are developed ahead of time. And in evaluating a job, there's fairly thin job evaluation. It's kind of like, are they going to offer me a job and how much are they going to pay me? That's the extent to which it is. If you're using innovation best practices, you develop high-level interview skills. And this is the difference between what most people do today and high-level interview skills is dramatic. And there's a lot that can be said about that. You want to draw from a portfolio of tailored and creative samples and examples from your previous experience for the interview. I'll give you a real story. When I first applied for work with Procter & Gamble, I was just getting out of finishing up my 3 years and 16 weeks as a U.S. Navy officer, and went looking for a job, and I decided I wanted to make a very strong impression. And so I drew from one of the experiences in my experience at Penn State, where myself and another student had successfully brought back the campus humor magazine onto campus, which had been kicked off because it didn't treat the daughter of the president of the university too well several years before, and the president got rid of the humor magazine. So my friend and I organized a massive effort, fast forward, brought it back, and it had an absolutely stunning first issue. And I brought that first issue with me to the interviews and was able to tell them the stories of the resourcefulness and the selling and the innovative work that we did and hard work we did to get the campus humor magazine called Froth back onto campus. It was something that quickly and easily distinguished me versus a lot of other people that were interviewing for the job. You also want to know how to listen and how to sell. Both are critical skills, especially listening. In your job, you want to develop some really thorough job evaluation criteria. Don't leave this to chance. What is it that you really want? Go back to your vision of success. They'll help define the criteria for you. And then you want some negotiating skills. Okay? Stark comparison between the left and right hand side here. Okay? So, here's the end result. Most people today, the new job has most of the things they did not like in their previous job. Now there's a surprise. The new job is nothing special, and dissatisfaction develops more quickly than it did in the previous job. In many cases. In some cases, it's as good as the previous job. And in very few cases, it's a little bit better. Many people end up feeling trapped and frustrated. I went through all that effort, and I'm just kind of back doing what I was doing for the different company and for about the same pay. If you're using innovation best practices, you're in a job that enables you to use your strengths almost all the time. And when you do that, believe me, when you do that, it's high fun. Your personal passion has a very positive and productive outlet, and that's a lot of fun. And when those things come together, you produce superior outcomes resulting in the career that you envisioned in your vision of success. Okay? So, sharp difference when you innovate for life using innovation best practices for something as important like getting a job. Having said that, I could do a side-by-side for a number of different problems that need to be solved in life and a number of different opportunities that need to be optimized. Comparison between what most people do today and how you would address that problem or opportunity using innovation best practices. Okay. Some final thoughts. Treat finding a new job with all the importance it deserves. It takes up a significant percentage of your waking time, and it deserves to be treated with great importance and skill. Critical. Invest the upfront time in creating the inspiring vision of your perfect job that leverages your strengths and is an outlet for your passion in an environment that with people you respect and who nurture and support you. Get the vision right. Next, fully leverage diversity and stimulus to develop the ideas and plans. Make sure that you creatively customize a marketing plan for each opportunity, not one size fits all. Develop interview skills focused on listening some more, and when appropriate, selling. If you want to learn more about innovation best practices, there's things you can do about it. You can go to the website, i2ge.com. Lots and lots of free resources there, so go check it out. One of them on the menu bar is DIY Innovation Training, Do-It-Yourself Innovation Training. If you click on it, you'll find a whole bunch of training programs we have. Those training programs are designed to make you innovation self-sufficient, so you don't need to go out and hire expensive consultants like me to do it for you. And each of these, if you look at that list and there's not something there that meets your needs, just email me and we'll develop you a tailored program for your unique needs. Do it all the time. Second resource you have is I've published 6 books. One of them is Proven Practical Innovation That Delivers Results. It's available only on Amazon as a paperback and as a Kindle book. It is truly value priced because it's priced below my break even, so it's a great value. If you have suggestions, comments, or requests, or anything else that you want to connect with me about, again, as I said earlier, just connect with me at richard@i2ge.com via email, and we will get connected and see what we can do. In the next episode, we go in a very different direction. I share with you power tips for personal creativity, for powerful personal creativity. Well, most of what I share about innovation involves a group process. Groups are made up of individuals. For you to be a highly productive and successful member of an innovation group, you can benefit from becoming much more personally creative. In this next episode, I share some powerful and practical insights about how to be more personally creative, and tune in because it will be fun and maybe even inspiring. As all of you know, I deeply appreciate you taking time out of a busy day to spend it with me. I look forward to reconnecting with you soon, and until then, please have a great day.